the publisher of Defyeneurs, and welcome to the Difference Makers issue. And we are live with Pily Cordoba of Texas. Pily, welcome to Defyeneurs.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here with you guys.
Pily, I'm so excited. As you know, I've been excited, since day one of just working with you and your energy, and you're one of the most selfless leaders I've seen, and I just love what you've shared so far in your interview, in your profile, and I really want listeners to now get a sense of the magnificent Pily that I've come to really appreciate. So I want to start off, Pily. There's an area that you share here, some words that I really admire, and it goes like this: it's your actions that define you. So make your actions amazing and let them always have a positive impact on the people around you. People remember you for how you made them feel. I love that. And every time I see you and experience, your energy, you're making people feel really amazing. So, Pily, share with us what led you to want to make a difference in other people's lives.
Well, basically, I think I was brought up like that. My mom raised us. She was a widow, very young. And I was near my grandparents a lot. My grandmother is very active in my hometown. She's a very selfless person. She's 95 today and still runs a baby home where she takes in little kids from parents that go to prison, and she basically raises them until the parents get out of prison and then gives them back in custody to them. So she's always taught us that if we're here in this world, we're here to make a difference. We're not here to just stand by and sit and watch. We're here to really leave a better world than what was given to us. And I've grown with that my whole 36 years. So it's something that's very, very near to my heart, helping out people. That's what my family does all the time.
I love that. I love that, Pily. I love that you were raised with that kind of selfless energy, and I love that you're focused on making a difference, and you've already recognized at such a young age that this is why we're here, to make a difference. And I can see that, you can see that in the difference in the people around you. There's another quote that you share here, Pily, and I really love it. And you're always, it says, "I'm always there for others, no matter what the circumstance. I'm loyal, unconditional. I try to make a difference in the way that I live my life through my actions and in helping others." And there's no doubt that you're truly a difference maker, because you start off with that energy. So, how are you using your life now to make a difference in the world?
Well, right now I'm very focused. I split my time between two businesses. One is a school, a daycare that I run, and I'm a director of, and that takes most of my time right now. I'm very invested in helping out the parents, especially because we have a lot of parents that are going through rough financial times, or we have a lot of parents that have special need kids, for example, and they don't get accepted into schools, or they come from another country. They just got here. They don't know how the system works, and they don't want them in public schools. So we have a certified preschool and the daycare that we use to give them for a very, very discounted price the education that they need to get up to date and get them into public school. And we also have conferences with parents every day, and we try to teach them a little bit about living in the United States. I don't know a lot about that. It's other people that help me out, because I've only been in the States for 3 years. But yeah, we try to make a difference every day, no matter how small your actions. It can mean the world to somebody else. You may see it as a very small action compared to your everyday activities, but for somebody else, it can be a life-changing moment, and you never know that until maybe years after, and they'll come back and thank you for that little itty-bitty thing you did, or that advice you gave them, and thank you because it changed their lives and their ways and what they're doing right now. So you never know. You never know what's going to affect people and how you're going to affect them and in what way. You just have to hope that everything you do comes out as good and as inspirational as it can to the people you're working with.
I love that. I love that. You truly are inspirational, Pily. I mean, I love that you share it's the small actions, and you never know how those actions will affect someone years later. I want to stay in this daycare for a bit because I really love the way you're approaching, that role as a director of this daycare, and you work really closely with parents, and you share how in your profile that even kids with learning disabilities, like you're always trying to be positive and in all of your actions. Like tell us about that. How does that feel, in that day-to-day work with these amazing kids and these parents?
Well, it's really amazing. Yeah, I never knew that I was cut for this kind of responsibility. It was really an accident. When we came to the States, I wanted to work again. I was always in corporate America. I was a brand manager. I was a grouper for several brands and big name companies in Mexico, and then I worked for Tyson Foods, and then I worked for British American Tobacco, and I quit that job because it got in the way of my ethics. So when we came to the States, I had not been working for like 5 years, and I wanted something that would leave me enough time to be with my kids and watch him grow. But I also wanted to get back into the workforce. I wanted to make some money. So we saw this daycare that this couple was selling because they wanted to retire. It's an older couple, a senior couple. So we said, why not? I mean, our kids are very young. They were 14 months and a year and a half. So, yeah, you get to go to school with them. You get to watch them grow through the cameras. You don't miss a thing. You watch them do their crafts and stuff. So we thought, why not? It's a win-win. I never thought that getting into this was going to involve so much of my emotional energy. We have parents that have kids that are not, they have a little bit of a learning disability, and then they have to have therapy. And a lot of the parents, what they do is obviously they get help from the state in that area, but they have to have a therapist come to their house and help out the kids. And that takes time away from the family because the kid has to be isolated with the therapist and stuff like that. So what we do is we have a special room where we tell the parents we can let them use with the therapist so the kids will get the therapy during the daycare time. So when they get them at home in the afternoon when they're off of work, they can really concentrate on being a family and not be in the rush of having the therapist there and not having time with a kid and then having to give them a bath and dinner and bed and really not having that quality time that the kid needs. So we try to help out in that way, make it as easy as possible for them to care for their family and have more time together. And I think those moments are things that the kids remember forever.
I love that. I love that. I love, Pily, that you're watching them grow. You're a part of their life, and you're cultivating this incredible community. I want to take that and move that now into a bit of your journey as a leader in relationship marketing. I can see why you're continuing to experience success there because you're this beautiful leader that just gives back to others, and I find a real parallel, to watching them grow because here you are cultivating this team now, and I think that relationship marketing seems to fit very well with your mindset of giving back to others. Share with us what this journey has been like and the passion of this journey for you as you build this beautiful team.
Well, it's really been really exciting. Get to lead a team again of such talented people is amazing. I can't even put it into words. You find people that have traits that you will never have, and they complement your team. So we work together as a team knowing that you can never be 100% perfect. And there's always going to be somebody else that has something that has a strength in something that you're not good at. So we have to work together as a puzzle to make all the pieces fit together to make a great team. So if I'm not good at something, for example, I have a teammate that's not very good at talking in public. But I have another one who's excellent. She was actually a presenter for a big company. And so we use her in our presentations for the team. So that's how we complement each other. We find what we're good at, and we make that grow. And what you're not good at, we work at, and it doesn't matter how much time it takes, you'll finally get it. I'm a believer that if you're persistent and you're constant and you're patient, you'll get there. It can't be any other way. If you're good at it, or if you're not, but if you're consistent and persistent and you go at it every day and you try your best and you're patient, you'll get results at the end.
I love that. I absolutely love that this has been, from my perspective, your greatest gift, Pily, as a leader, is that you look for the best traits in people that complement the overall team. And I think that's a real tribute to your talent of being able to extract that, and that's what's giving strength to your team. Just staying on that for a minute, Pily, what would your message to others, people that are looking at this opportunity right now? Maybe you've reached out to some people, and what is it that you would want them to really understand what it's like to be part of Pily's team?
Well, I think what I would tell them is it doesn't matter what kind of background you come from. If you have the desire, the burning desire inside to make your dreams happen, then we can help you. We will find the best traits in you and make them strong and make you a great leader, because you don't have to have everything to be a great leader. I'm not perfect. My team complements me in numerous ways. I'm obviously not perfect, as I told you, but I have stage fright, for example, and that's something I've been working on. And a lot of my leaders help me out because they're very good at doing presentations in front of a lot of people. So no matter how scared you are to get into this business, there's always somebody there to lend a hand. There's always somebody there to teach you. I have great uplines and leaders that have been there for me, that have talked to me, that have given me great advice throughout the year that I've been here. So I'm very grateful for that, and I just keep on learning. You just have to be humble and ask for help when you need it, and that will get you far.
I love that. I love how you share that there's always someone there to support. And that's probably why you're experiencing success, is that your team is able to transition people in and know that they don't need to be perfect. And I love that you share that. I'm a big believer in, it's our imperfection, that is what makes us perfect. But it's your intention to. I always go back to, Pily Cordoba's intention is always to give back to others. There's a question that we asked you, and it's one of my favorite questions. Why does the world need everyday difference makers now more than ever? Pily, you've seen a lot. You've been through a lot. You've moved. Your family, and you seem to resonate with this energy of everyday people making a difference, and which is really the manifesto and the essence of Defyeneurs. But I want you to share with listeners, and why do you feel now more than ever there needs to be difference makers?
I think that's just because there's so much of bad news right now going around. We focus a lot in what's wrong with the world, but we have to start looking around us and really taking notice of the people that are making a difference. It's everyday people that are out there, even with small actions, trying to make a difference in the world and trying to make it better. And I think that's the kind of people we need to focus on, and not the bad news on the TV. I know it's devastating what's happening, but if we start focusing on seeing the good in the world, that will eventually outweigh what's wrong and what's going on in the world and all the evil that's going around. I think that there's a lot more good people than bad people out there. We just don't focus on them that much.
I love that you share that. I'm a big believer on, the energy of what you focus on expands. And, Mother Teresa was was very, very good example of that, where if you invite her to a peace rally, she would attend it, but she would never attend an anti-peace, anything to do with war. And I think that's a great philosophy of start to focus what's good in the world. And again, that comes back to your very amazing core energy, which is you're always focusing on the good in people and the best traits in people. So, Pily, the last question I want to ask you, it's for you to contemplate and maybe share with listeners. How do you want to be perceived by your team and by your future team, this future team that you're growing, this amazing community that you're growing, worldwide? What kind of leader do you want to be perceived as?
No, that's a difficult question, but I always look up at leaders that are accessible, that are there. So I want to be that kind of leader, the kind of leader that doesn't matter if you have 10,000 people in your team. I want them to know that they can always pick up the phone and I'll answer, that there's no way in this world that I won't take a call. Because for me, everybody is important in my team. Everybody makes a difference. Everybody contributes in some way. And there's no small part in my team. So I want them to know that they can always count on me, no matter what. I will always pick up the phone for somebody that needs me, always.
I love that. Everybody makes a difference on Pily Cordoba's team. Absolutely fantastic. It's called Giving Back to Others, pages 28 and 29, and Defyeneurs, Difference Makers. On behalf of Defyeneurs, Pily, and just everyday people worldwide doing extraordinary things, I want to personally thank you for bringing your beautiful, selfless energy and sharing your gifts with the world. We're just so honored to shine a light on you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry. Have a great day.